Hey guys, this is Coach Miranda and I'm here in Okada today to cover our Finblox conference. Time check, alas 5:30 pasado. We're gonna be starting at 6 o'clock. We're gonna be here to cover everything about cryptocurrency. Watch out later. Sample yung bigyan ng mga receptionists today. Say hi, ladies.
Hi.
Alright, so Finblox conference. See you inside. Thank you guys.
Talk about on how we can decrypt NFTs, cryptocurrency, opportunities in the meta. So we have here Mr.
I'm Miranda Miner. I am a YouTuber and I talk about cryptocurrency every day, 9 o'clock.
Good. Nice to meet you. What are your expectations here sa event na to? Like, are you excited? Are you feeling happy?
I'm very excited. I've been covering many platforms. I've heard a lot of good things about PDAX. I would like to know about it. And Finblox. I'm looking forward. I've interviewed a couple like other brands, but I'm here to cover and I'm excited to get to know the owners, the founders, and I'm hoping to interview them in my channel, in Miranda Mining YouTube, and also in my website. This is my number, this is my social media. Total number of followers, etc. So I can interview if you don't mind. I would love to interview you. I've been looking for people like My name is Miranda Miner. I'm a coach and I'm also CEO of my company that I was born because of cryptocurrency. I'm in a job of bringing in students all over the world to learn cryptocurrency. They go to my website, www.globalmirandaminer.com. I've worked with other, CEOs who are introducing NFTs, etc., etc. I've worked with Binance, BingX, whatever, etc. My question actually is for Maria, from a bank perspective. Aren't you guys going to the custodial services for UBX in the future? And by the way, we're a customer of Union Bank. I love it that my folks did not go to the bank anymore to open an account. I love you guys, good job, versus the others who have asked our folks to go to the bank. But is UBX going to be on a custodial services very soon? Like what you guys have said during maybe January of this year?
So
Bitcoin custodial services, I mean.
So UBX is offering its own custodial services, yes, but
Okay.
I think they are looking at different solutions, but also but they're not a bank. It's a technology company. But
Okay.
on our side, we are a bank. We are allowed to hold assets of any kind. So that's something that we will potentially be exploring, but later down the road, in I guess like the 3 to 5 year plan that we talked about.
Got it. Okay. Question to Peter. My question is, when you kind of grind some data point, my community would always tell me two things. Number one, if cryptocurrency price, let's say Bitcoin is down, as a matter of fact today it's down, it's currently at 39,000 USDT per Bitcoin, coming from a 69 all-time high in November, now down to almost half of its price, right? Do you see a correlation of NFT adoption with the Bitcoin price? Now it's down, there's a bearish sentiment, so everyone's not looking at NFT. Does the data show that? And maybe the rest can also tell us what's the NFT adoption versus the Altic bull run last year to this year.
Yeah, so maybe I'm not the person to ask about the NFT adoption because I don't have that sufficient data on that, but we can clearly see that there is a correlation between the overall equity markets, cryptocurrency markets, and NFT markets. So when the entire market kind of crashed this year, we have also seen a downward pressure on the equity, NFTs, and the crypto at the same time because of the rise in the risk aversion of the overall sentiment of the global markets as well. But at the same time, from my understanding, we are seeing an increased adoption in terms of the play-to-earn economy. as well. So those are the people who are not really crypto natives themselves. They are not really looking at the prices. They are just trying to get onboarded into, to play, to kind of survive and sustain themselves and their families as well. So this is actually the part that excites us most on Finblox, the opportunity for them to kind of earn stable income from the safety of their homes as well, without really paying much attention to the underlying prices. And this is where probably the guilds, blockchain space, and the infrastructure projects play a very important part.
And sorry, Peter, sorry to interrupt. Just got to follow up on that, right? So, is that the reason why there's a lot of permutations right now? People want to do play to earn. Now there's people going to the direction of I want to play, but you're not necessarily into crypto. Let me go with your market, right? So not just the play to earn anymore. We want to kind of look for those market that's actually just playing, not necessarily into the blockchain space. Is that what's driving that? Like people are into that, there's a correlation, and that's why we want to look for the new market, so to speak?
Well, when people, there is always a correlation between those different asset classes. As we've seen from the data, over the past 100 years, crypto over the past 15 years itself. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up, what you mentioned.
Yeah, love to answer that one. So the general trend of the play-to-earn industry is growing, right? And likely because there are a lot of new games coming into the space at the same time, right? So there's a lot of new projects. So whilst there was a lot of hype around kind of Axie had a boom like mid last year, and then it basically started declining, and you could coincidentally say this is also in turn and synchronously with Bitcoin also turning down, and then the retail sentiment turning away. I mean that also kind of makes sense. I don't know if there is a report on that, but it makes sense that people do take profit, right? And if they seem that the general market sentiment for crypto is going down, it would make sense that people will take profit, right? But in general, the play-to-earn ecosystem is growing, right? Actually, we are at around 11 million players in total in the play-to-earn ecosystem. I think last year we were only at around 3 million in kind of around July. So we growing more than 4x basically, pretty much in the last year, right? And I think there's just a lot more room for growth. You see different games coming out right now, which are trying very different new models like Steppen. I don't know if you've seen how many variations of Steppen there are as well, which is amazing. Overnight, suddenly the move to earn, part of the market just suddenly exploded as well. And everyone's looking at the price of Steppen NFTs were too expensive, but then there is an alternative. There's another version of I don't know if there's Step app, right? And their NFTs are slightly more affordable, right? So people will still continue to buy into that. And I think there is this there is this element of what Ron was saying earlier, that you just don't because a lot of these tokenomics are still very immature. I personally don't believe that we've seen much innovation in game tokenomics. Right, so a lot of people copied basically what Axie did with the Jewel token, the governance token, and the in-game earning token, right? And people are basically just using the same model and just trying to create more burn mechanics, and they're making plaster kind of edits, kind of. And I don't think it's it's probably not substantial enough kind of change. Right, so, and I think we've yet to see really good in-game tokenomics, right? And I think that will help to mature the market. But I can already tell you, there's we're speaking, our own company is speaking to at least 50 to 60 different play-to-earn games. We're almost speaking to new games every single day, and it just means that the market's just going to continue growing.
Right. Not a question. Last comment. My community, we don't have any brand. My community, I have 12,000 folks in Discord, 25,000 in Facebook, 60,000 in YouTube. I have 18,000 in Twitter. We have no brand at all. They're waiting for me to recommend what works. Do you mind if I approach you later and invite you in our show for me, you guys to talk even deeper of what you want, what you would like to talk about and orient our folks? I think education needs to get out of this room and it should go out to the bigger masses. Does that work for you guys? I give you my card. Let's connect offline. I'd love to interview you. Maria is giving me a look, right? So I would love to. I think this needs to get out of here. You guys are doing a phenomenal job, but I am a customer, but I think customers are out there. I'm sure you also believe that, right? So if you don't mind, I look for the one wearing blue. I will be approaching you guys. If you don't mind, I would love to interview you in my show and looking forward to have you in my show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome.